Hey everybody, it's Wednesday, April 5th, 2017, and I wanted to share something I saw in the Treasuries. Now, admittedly, I didn't trade this. I didn't even see it in real time. I got so bored of the Treasuries, I walked away and came back and looked at my video later and then saw this. I don't know if it's a setup, but just something that I was seeing in the video that kind of sparked my interest. And it has to do with the relationship between ZB and ZN. And what you're going to see here, and as you can see, what's happening is prices are flirting at their lows here in ZB, but they haven't passed this major step area in ZN. And so what we're looking for is either a breakout to the downside, or we're looking at a fade where prices get stopped. Now, the one thing that I want to point out, notice over here on ZB, you see this area thicken up right here. As it got lighter, it thickened up. And it actually thickened up when price came close to it. So instead of pulling away, you actually had buyers that came back in right here, which I thought was really interesting. So these sellers come in, buyers came in, and they thickened up right here. And then buyers actively came back in and hit back into this price. And what we're going to see here, if we just, I'm just going to pause it here. I'm going to move forward really quickly. We're going to see prices actually start to eat away at all that liquidity. So you can see right here, they're starting to hit in. They're starting to hit in right here at this 151 and then this 150.31 mark. And they're going to eat in here. Notice though, up here, we still have not really pushed down past this step area. So where ZB is about to break new lows, and there they go, they do it, ZN has not even, now they're just starting to get past the step. So little tentative touches here. Now, as we go, the one thing that I thought was interesting again is that every time the sellers push this down, with a lot of size, by the way, the bulls stiffened up. So they would stiff up at these lower levels. 29, 28, 27, and so they just tighten up as the bears are pressing down. And look, the bears are really trying to press this down, both in the book as well as active selling. Over here, you see the bears have pressed all the way down to the low of the day. Now, there's one thing I want to point out. I want you to notice the discrepancy here between the sellers and the buyers. 24, almost 25,000 versus 18 here at 28. At 27.5, almost twice, more than twice the number of sellers than buyers. Here, almost four times. Here, more than two times. So what this is saying is it's taken a lot for these sellers to push down. The buyers haven't been active, but they've clearly been absorbing as the sellers have been hitting down. So you've got this absorption happening right here. You have this firming action right here. And either massive amounts of selling pressure is going to come in and really push this down, and the bulls are going to give up, or the bears are going to give up, and the bulls are going to turn it around. So here you see the first sign of bulls coming back in. You have 1,500 here, 1,200 here. Over here, you don't see the bulls come in, but you still see a lot of strength here, down here at this 27 and even 26 area. So I always like, second attempts. So over here, the bears made a first attempt down. You know that they're going to come and try to test this 26 area again. And they come down. And as we get closer, we see a couple things. So right here, we see the bulls actively hit back in. We don't see a lot of bear activity here, and we have strengthening in the book here at 27, right? And then over here, again, more selling pressure coming down, just getting absorbed as it comes down. And we're just going to look and see. So boom, we come down. We hit down here 16, 1,300. We're at 18 here on the book, and all of that is getting absorbed. Right there, look, 1832, all of it's getting absorbed. Now, they tried to touch down here at 25.5, and none of the sellers took it. And the buyers pushed it right back up at 384. Over here, just trying to go back and forth, the sellers tried to push this down. They got one tick down, and now they're heading back up. And now, notice over here, back in the ZN, not a lot of interest anymore. Where's the interest for hitting down in here to 26? Now there's more buying interest, not a lot of interest in selling here at 26. In fact, we can speed this up, and you'll see not a lot of selling interest. Where did the bears go? Right? They just kind of disappeared. And then you see some of the big players coming in here at 27. Some of the big bulls come in, and the sellers just disappeared. They're gone. They just stopped hitting in. You got that one for 130, but it's, they're kind of, nobody's around. And then 400, you finally have some come back in, but look at all these bulls that saddled up here at 27. 96, 101, 300, 250, 350. The bulls are really kind of pushing this. And sure enough, if we carry this all the way through, actually I'll just do this really quick. The bears just completely give up, and you'll see, look at this, 645. They're going to push this right back up just like that. So I thought it was interesting. You could see a lot of the strengthening happen over here in ZB, more so than you could see on the ZN auction Vista. But you could almost like you're using the ZB auction Vista to see the support areas over here in the ZN, which I thought was just really fascinating. So interesting look at interesting view and interesting fade.